Lessons in Love. Story 3. In a quiet little home where money was less but love was plenty, sat a young woman counting the last bit of money she had left at the end of the month. It was the day before Christmas Eve, and Della wanted to buy a gift for her husband, Jim, the one man she loved the most in the world. It was their first Christmas together, and Della wanted to make it special for Jim. She really wanted to give him something that he would always love and value, something he would need and use, something that would be really dear to him. She opened her purse and tipped all the coins she had on the table. She began counting them nervously, one by one. $1, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87. She stopped. $1.87. That was all she had left. She looked around her small house. The chairs were old, the walls were empty, but she did not care. She only cared about one thing: making Jim, her husband, the happiest man. And she would do everything she could to make that happen. "I want to buy him something really special," she whispered. "But what can I get with such little money?" Della sat down and thought. Then her eyes went to the mirror. She touched her long, soft brown hair. It shimmered brightly in the light, falling all the way to her waist. Suddenly, she knew exactly what to do. Her eyes shone with the idea. What could be a better test of her love for her husband? She stood up quickly, picked up her old jacket, and ran out onto the street. At the end of the street, she saw a small shop. The sign said, "Madame Sofroni, Hair Products." Della took a deep breath and went inside. A large woman stood behind the counter and looked at her. "Will you buy my hair?" Della asked. Let's see," she said flatly, touching Della's hair. $20, she said. "That's all you will get for them." "But," said Della, trying to convince her to pay a little bit more, for she knew how beautiful and lustrous her hair was. It was definitely worth more. "That's all you will get," said the woman again, unmoved. "Take it or leave it." Della's heart beat fast. "All right," she said. "Cut it off." Soon, her beautiful silky hair lay on the floor, no longer hers, lost to her forever. She touched her remaining short curls with deep sorrow. "It's for my Jim," she told herself. "I'm doing this for my Jim." She took the $20 and began searching the streets for what she was looking for. She ran from shop to shop, and at last she found it. A simple, elegant silver chain, just right for Jim's watch. This watch was the most valuable thing Jim had. It was a family treasure passed on from generation to generation. And earlier, Jim kept it close to him at all times. It added a charm to his jackets and a smile to his face each time he wore it. Since the time the chain had broken, it lay in the drawer untouched. A new chain would be the ideal gift for him. "This chain will make his watch look perfect," she thought. "He will be so happy. He would never need to hide his watch in his pocket anymore. He would wear it proudly now, showing it off to all his colleagues." She walked home smiling. But when she saw herself in the mirror, her smile faded. Her short hair made her look like a boy. "Jim is going to kill me," she whispered with nervous excitement. "Will he still love me the same as he does now?" "Of course he will," she said to herself with complete faith in him. "Oh, please, God, let him not be too upset," she prayed, trying to look her best with what she had left of her looks. Time went too slowly after that, and Della kept pacing nervously around the house, waiting for Jim to return home from work. He was an ordinary clerk in a small office, but he worked hard. Sometimes he worked overtime just to earn some extra money. But today he had promised he would come home early. They were going to have a cozy dinner and watch a movie together. Finally, she heard them, his footsteps outside in the corridor. She held her breath as he opened the door and entered. He came in, shut the door, and stopped, staring at Della. Della laughed nervously. "Hey, honey," she said, going to give him a hug. "Did you have a nice day at work?" she continued, still nervous and trembling, knowing full well that he had seen her hair, and that he was a bit shocked, to say the least. But Jim said nothing. His eyes said nothing. He just stood and stared at her for a few long moments without saying a word. Della tried to read his expressions, but his face, his eyes said nothing. There was no shock in his eyes, no anger, no disappointment, no horror. They were blank. Della looked at him gently. He looked tired. His shirt and shoes were worn out, and he had no gloves to protect his hands in the blasting cold. In those few moments, she thought of all the expenses they both had to bear just to run their humble little house. The roof had to be redone that year, the walls repainted, and the window locks needed fixing. No wonder she too had managed to save only $1.87 after trying all those months to save whatever little she could. "Oh, Jim," Della said again, breaking the silence between them. "Please say something. You're making me nervous." She laughed, trying to look casual. "Della," Jim said in a calm but shocked voice, "what have you done to your hair?" "Oh, well, Jim," said Della, trying to lighten the situation a bit. "Why don't you sit down and tell me what you bought me for Christmas? Then I'll tell you about my hair," she went on, putting up a brave smile. But Jim was still fixed on her face and hair. "Jim, darling," she cried, "don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold because I couldn't live through Christmas without giving you a gift. It'll grow out again in no time. My hair grows really fast. Say Merry Christmas, Jim, and let's be happy together. You don't know what a beautiful gift I have got for you." "You've cut off your hair?" asked Jim, again with disbelief, as if he had still not digested the fact yet. "Cut it off and sold it," said Della. "But I'm still your Della, with or without my hair, aren't I?" she went on pleadingly. "You don't mind it, Jim, do you?" Jim looked around the room nervously. "You say your hair is gone?" he repeated, almost like a little child, trying to get confirmation about some bad news. "Don't bother to search for it in the room," said Della, laughing. "It's sold, I tell you. Sold and gone. It's Christmas Eve, my love. Let's enjoy ourselves. And I did it for you. And what value is my hair compared to my love for you? Nothing and no one could ever come close to our love. You know that, don't you?" Shall I eat the dinner, Jim? Please talk to me, Jim. Please tell me you still love me all the same. Jim smiled a little. Della, my sweet, don't make any mistake about my love for you, he said. Nothing can make me stop loving you. The greatest adversity, the biggest problems in life can never take us apart. What is some hair going to do? It's just that. He trailed off, looking in the distance. What is it, Jim? Della asked, a bit concerned. He took something out of his pocket and handed it to her. He looked at her, watching her reaction closely. Della opened the package with excited, frantic hands, eager to find out what gift he had bought for her. Inside the package was a gift that Della had wanted for so long. It was a set of 2 beautiful combs for her hair. She had wanted them for a long time, and every time they had passed by the shop, she would look at them longingly, saying, "Oh, Jim, do you think we could ever afford these? Should we even dare to ask the price?" They were expensive combs, decorated with jewels at the edges, which she could even wear on her hair like jeweled hairbands. Jim had been saving up for months, always knowing in his heart that this would be the gift he would buy for the love of his life. Now you know why I was why I couldn't believe that you had cut off your beautiful long hair, he said. Della smiled from ear to ear and hugged him tightly. Her eyes had a shine in them like Jim had not seen in a long time. Oh, Jim, how can I ever thank you, my love, for a gift that I will cherish all my life? My hair will grow back, and then I can wear the combs. You see, I only cut them because I really wanted to buy you something special for Christmas too. And I found the perfect gift for you. Here, she said, removing a small gift-wrapped package from her little purse. Opening it, she held the precious silver chain in her palm for Jim to see. Give me your watch. I want to see how it looks on it. And now you can see the time 100 times on it and show it off to all your office to admire and envy. Laughed Della with pride and excitement. Jim did not move. He just stared at her, this time with some amusement in his eyes. Jim, the watch? Where is it? She asked him impatiently. Jim sat down on the couch and smiled at her, a wide, loving smile, with the full realization of what they had both done for each other. I sold my watch too for some money to buy your combs. He smiled and pulled her close to him. Let's both put away our gifts for now and save them for a later day, when we can both use them. Della gasped and stared at him with wide-eyed adoration. For a moment, they were silent. Then they both laughed. That night, they had no money, no watch, and none of Della's beautiful long hair. But in each other and in their love, they had everything that money could never buy. This story is written by O. Henry and adapted by The Listener's Nest. It was read by Fatima Contractor.